Welcome to this evening's live performance of Love Not Fear with the beautiful co-host Jack Cox, author
of Love Not Fear.
And I am Annie Day, author of Orgasmic Health and Your Guide to Feeling Fabulous Fast. And the lovely Jack and I this evening are going to talk to you about how to keep your vibration high with laughter, lovely laughter medicine, crystals and affirmations.
Sounds like a plan.
It does. That's what we're going to do, isn't it? So I've got some really lovely dad jokes.
You've got some what?
Dad jokes. Well,
Dad
you know,
jokes.
them kind of jokes that are funny, but
Oh.
they're not offensive to anybody. So I'm just going to read you some of them. So a woman gets on a bus with her baby. The bus driver says, "Oh, that's the ugliest baby I've ever seen." And the woman is very offended, walks to the rear of the bus and sits down, fuming. She says to the man next to her, "The driver has just insulted me." The man says, "You go up there and tell him off, love, and I'll hold your monkey for you."
Nice one, yeah.
So the next one is, I said to the gym instructor, "Can you teach me to do the splits?" He said, "Well, how flexible are you?" And I said, "I can't make Tuesday mornings."
Oh dear.
They get better or worse, however we're going to
Depending on your point of view.
Police arrested 2 kids yesterday. One was drinking battery acid and the other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off. I've had quite a chuckle while I was typing these up, basically. Doctor, I can't stop singing Green, Green Grass of Home. The doctor said, "That sounds like Tom Jones syndrome." "Is it common?" I said. And he said, "It's not unusual." I nearly sang it for you and then I thought, no, that's going to ruin it.
No, go on now. You've got to sing it now, Annie. You said.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Da, 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 da. I want to be the backing group as well as the melody and I'm on a whiskey diet. I've lost 3 days already.
I know the feeling, Annie.
Those of you who know me intimately know that I have 0 tolerance with alcohol. So actually it would be much worse than losing 3 days. So I'd be losing 3 years probably. My therapist says I have a preoccupation with vengeance. We will see about that.
We'll see about that.
A priest, a rabbi, and a vicar walked into a bar. The barman says, "Is this some kind of joke?"
Oh dear.
A group of chess enthusiasts checked into a hotel and were standing in the lobby discussing their recent tournament victories. After about an hour, the manager came out to the office and asked them to disperse. "But why?" they said. He said, "Because I can't stand chestnuts boasting in an open foyer."
That's awful.
They are awful, aren't they? How many DIY buffs does it take to change a light bulb?
Go on.
1, but it takes 2 weeks and 4 trips to the hardware store. I thought it was going to be 1 to hold the light bulb and 4 to spin him round or something like that. But no, I was addicted to hokey pokey, but then I turned myself around. Today, my son asked, can I have a bookmark? I burst into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know that my name is Annie. Bookmark. I know. It's a bit of a tenuous link, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah. Come on, try to give us a better
When
one.
I was a kid, my dad got fired from his job as a road worker for theft. I refused to believe that he could do such a thing. But when I got home, the signs were all there. Why don't pirates take a bath before they walk the plank?
Go on.
Because they just wash up on the shore.
Right, I think you've just about offended everybody, so I'm going to offend. I'm going to offend a few more.
Okay. Have you got some jokes there, Jack?
I only got the one. My one joke.
Go on, Jack. Go for it.
And I'll probably get it wrong.
No, you won't. You'll get it beautifully done.
But we've kind of raised our vibrations with humour, so here we go.
Absolutely, darling.
I heard this one in a West Country pub. And you've just come back from the West Country, so...
it's very appropriate.
It's appropriate, isn't it?
Indeed.
Well, there were these 3 country bumpkins sitting around the pub. And one said, what's the fastest thing in the world? What's the fastest thing in the world? And one of them scratched his head and thought, oh, I think it's a wink. And the other one scratched his head and said, nah, it's a blink. And the third one turned around and said, no, you're both wrong. It's electricity. And the fourth one comes in. He says, no, the 3 of you are wrong, he said. The fastest thing in the world is diarrhea. How'd you work that one out? Well, I had this funny feeling in the night the other night. And before I had a chance to wink, blink, or turn the light on, I chapped myself.
I love it, Jack. I love it.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, my joke that I know all the way to the end without telling you the punchline first, which is, you know, sometimes I'll tell you the punchline before I've told you everything. But anyway, this joke I'm going to tell you all the way to the end beautifully. So one day there is a married couple on a Sunday, and the lady says to the man, is there any chance that you can fix the front step, because it's really wonky and it needs cementing? So the husband says, look at my face. Do I look like I'm a builder? So she says, no, you don't look anything like a builder. And then a bit later on, she says, darling, is there any chance at all that you can fix the wonky plug switch in the hallway? So he says, look at my face. Do I look like I'm an electrician? So she says, no, you don't look anything like an electrician. So some time passes, and then she says, darling, is there any chance at all that you could fix the dripping tap in the kitchen, because it's driving me crazy? So he says, look at my face. Do I look like a plumber? And then he says, right, I'm going to the pub. So 3 hours later, he comes back from the pub and he says to his wife, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. You've fixed the step, you've fixed the light switch, and you've fixed the dripping tap. She says, oh no, I didn't do that. She said, there was a young man walking by and he fixed the step for me. And then he said, is there anything else I can do for you, lady? So I said, yeah, there is actually. There's a wonky light switch. If you could fix that, that would be brilliant. And then he said, is there anything else I can do for you, lady? So I said, yeah, there is. There's a dripping tap in the kitchen. If you could fix that, that would be absolutely brilliant. So her husband said, so how much did that bloody cost us? She says, oh no, it didn't cost us anything. He said, you can either make mad passionate love to me or cook me a delicious meal. So he said, what did you cook him? She said, look at my face. Do I look like a chef?
Oh, that's a good one.
It is. I love it. And I remembered it all the way to the end just for you, Jack.
Has anybody else got any jokes that you want to share?
If Andrew's on, I bet Andrew's got jokes. He's
Andrew
always
can't
got
make
jokes.
it tonight. He's got a family gathering.
Oh, well, we can't rely on Andrew to do jokes tonight then. What a shame.
Catherine, you got any?
I've only got my stupid joke and it's not funny, so I don't. But I will share it just in case.
We'll judge whether it's funny.
What's white and swings through the jungle?
Go on.
Tarzan the fridge. Sorry.
I love it.
Oh.
I love it. The more silly they are, the better you laugh, really, don't you? Because it is just the insanity of it. It's just amazing.
You got one you want to share, Gareth? We're putting you on the
satellite delay there, thinking.
I know, it's because I just thought it's so silly that I want to share it, but it's a classic though. Okay.
We like classic.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
right. You put it in your place, Annie.
You don't want the next bit? Oh, have we already got to the punchline already?
Yeah, well, go for it. Do the whole thing this time.
Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
What am I supposed to say now?
Then you're going to say the interrupting cow who, and I go moo. And like,
oh, sorry. Right, do you want to do it again?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
I am the interrupting cow.
Oh, interrupting
Oh, wait, then I've done that wrong.
cow.
I've done it wrong now.
Okay,
It's
take
very
3.
confusing. I'm starting to sweat now. I don't think I can do it again, to be honest.
You can. You can. I feel sure we're going to do it right this time, Zig.
Okay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow. Who?
Moo.
Yeah.
So I think we've proved that we can raise our spirits by laughter.
Yes, you might need to edit that a little bit, Jack.
No, I think it's funnier as it is, Gaz, to be honest. It's just, yeah, it's funny as it is, isn't it? So one of the things I recommend to keep our laughter vibration high is, I really like Peter Kay. I just think he's hilarious. He does situational comedy.
Who is it?
It's Peter Kay, and it's live at the Bolton Albert Hall, and it's the tour called My Mum Wants a New Bungalow Tour.
Oh, okay.
But I love him because he just talks about everyday situations that are funny, that I just find really, really funny. The other person that I've seen live in the past was a fella Brummie. So Jasper Carrott, really.
Oh,
really
brilliant. Absolutely, yeah.
And I can understand
You know, the young people don't remember Jasper Carrott.
Really?
No, I tell you when I met Jasper Carrott.
Go on then.
I was 16 and so was he. Or
Wow.
maybe he was 17, I'm not sure. And there was a sort of a folk festival in Portsmouth where I lived.
Yeah.
And I just got a job as a photographer. And I just got myself a first professional camera, very, very old one.
Yeah.
And a press pass. And I thought I was the bee's knees.
Oh, I bet.
So I blagged my way into backstage and took pictures of all these up and coming bands that nobody ever heard of again. And
Like the Bonzo Dog Doodah band.
I never thought to take any pictures of the compere because he was useless. His jokes weren't funny. His timing was off. And who's ever going to make it famous with a name like Jasper Carrott? Wrong.
Bless. Little did you know.
Little did I know.
Little did you know.
There are many times in life I wish I had a time machine.
Wonderful. So I've got another funny one. Do you want me to go for it?
You're going to tell the Jasper Carrott one, are you?
No, sadly not. No, I don't have any Jasper Carrott ones, which would be
okay.
great.
So I thought you were introducing Jasper Carrott for a reason, but never mind.
No, I was just saying that I find him really funny and that
Oh, he's brilliant. Yeah,
I think that, you know, some days when things have been challenging, heartbreaking, just watching people like Peter Kay or Jasper Carrott. Jasper Carrott's really, really fast.
Yeah.
And I know when I've seen him in concert, I've only just finished laughing at one joke and he's already done another one, you know, straight away. So, you know, I'd recommend, you know, watching DVDs or watching on YouTube some of the comedians, because I really think they can be so entertaining. It just stops us from being dragged down into a lower vibration. And
it shifts our whole mentality, doesn't it? Our whole energy level, the whole frequency.
The other person that I absolutely love that I've seen once in Birmingham was Billy Connolly.
Oh, he's good.
And I really loved him. I really loved him. He was talking to us about why he finds it so hard not to say fuck, shit, bugger, bollocks, all the rest of it. And it just made me laugh so much, because the more we try not to say those very grounding words, I think the more our mouth trips us up and goes, oh, I've said it now. So yes, we need to say all these grounding words. Yeah. So I do think that, you know, by watching things like that, or, you know, people watching this after it's up on YouTube, it'll make a really big difference to people, because just hearing laughter can really make a significant difference. And you and I, Jack, are of a similar age that we can remember the laughing policeman. Do you remember the laughing policeman?
I'm not admitting to
that. Okay. Well, my grandfather told me about this.
My dad used to sing it to me.
Yeah, and me. And literally, it was just this policeman laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing all the way through. Many moons ago, I guess about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I used to go to laughter yoga. And in fairness, there was not much yoga, but there was a lot of laughing. And basically the idea was that he'd get us to laugh like a motorbike. He'd get you to laugh like a monkey. He'd get you to laugh like, all sorts of mad, lovely things. And it didn't matter that we weren't laughing at jokes or we weren't laughing at a specific thing. Just by doing those big belly laughs was really lovely. But also because there were other people in the class, I know that I can't listen to you giggling, Jack, and not giggle alongside. I can't hear you laugh and not laugh as well, because it's really infectious, your laugh, isn't it? And you giggle.
And yours, Annie, and yours.
And the lovely Gareth or Ziggy Green, likewise, when we meet up, if we hear each other giggling or laughing, it just makes us laugh even more. So We want to be infecting people with laughter, basically.
The world needs more laughter.
Oh, it so does. It so does, darling.
Who's your favorite comedian, Gareth?
I was thinking about this. Yeah, I really like people that sprung to mind like Victoria Wood,
Yeah.
Dawn French, Dave Allen. I remember
Oh
Dave
my
Allen was
God,
brilliant.
Dave Allen.
Dave Allen, yeah.
the wide mouth frog was what sprung to mind on that one.
Oh my gosh, we've Googled that before now, haven't we?
We have watched that, yeah.
Yeah, and watched it while he's going, oh, I've got such a little.
And then I suppose like more modern ones like Jack Whitehall, I quite like.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name. A blonde guy, a Bristolian guy. He's quite young. He's good.
And he's got one weird eye.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sorry, that was very
Yeah.
un-PC.
Yeah, whoever he is, he's good.
But he's really funny.
Yeah.
What about you, Catherine? Who do you like? You're muted. You're muted. Catherine, you're muted. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah.
So should I tell you this other joke?
Yeah, go on then.
One day, a seamstress was sewing while sitting near a river. A thimble fell into the river. She cried out, please, Lord, help me. My dear child, why are you crying? The seamstress replied that her thimble had fallen into the water and that she needed it to help her husband in making a living for their family. Russell Howard, Gareth just said.
Brilliant.
Is the name of that comedian. It's Russell Howard. It is. The Lord dipped his hand into the water and pulled out a golden thimble set with pearls. Is this your thimble? He said. And the seamstress said, no, that's not mine. So the Lord dipped his hand back into the water and brought out one that was studded with sapphires and diamonds. And he said, is this your thimble? And the seamstress said, no, no, that's not mine. So finally, the Lord dipped his hand into the water and pulled out a leather thimble. She said, that's mine. So the Lord said, you can keep all three thimbles for being so honest. So some years later, the seamstress was walking with her husband along the riverbank and her husband fell into the water. He disappeared.
I can guess what's coming.
Okay. So she cried out, Lord, please help me. My husband's fell into the water. So the Lord said, he went down into the water and up he came with George Clooney. And he said, is this your husband? And the seamstress said, it is. Yeah, this is my husband. He says, this is a lie. I can't believe that you've told this untruth. So the seamstress replied and said, forgive me, Lord. You see, it's just a misunderstanding. If I'd have said no to George Clooney, you'd have reached down into the water and bought Hugh Jackman. And after I said, no, that's not my husband, you'd have dipped your hand in the water and brought out my true husband. I'm not in good health, Lord, and I don't think I could satisfy all three men. So when I said that was my husband, that was my reasoning. So the Lord said, in that case, you can keep all three husbands.
Very good, very good, very good.
So 8 ways. Go on.
You want to move on to crystals?
I was just going to read this from Dr. Paul McGee.
Yeah.
He's the president of the Laughter Remedy Committee. He suggests 8 ways to put more laughter in your life. Make a list of fun things you enjoy doing and do them. Hang around positive people. Yay!
Yeah.
Immerse yourself in humour. Watch cartoons or funny movies. Spend Saturday night at a comedy club. your lunch hour at a costume shop or weekends with children. Learn jokes and tell them, which is what we've been doing, Jack, tonight.
Yeah.
Start with one and people will tell you their favourites too. Focus on seeing and creating ambiguities. Forming puns. Sometimes you see these in newspaper headlines. Grandmother of 9 shoots hole in one. I know. Look for humour in everyday situations, and if you overhear something funny, write it down and you can remember it and tell people afterwards. Just laugh more often and more heartily. Work on great big belly laughs, not just chuckles. Learn to laugh at yourself in a kind way. Make a list of things you don't like about yourself, then start poking fun at them and exaggerate them. So most of you know I have a very unusual sense of direction. So one of the funniest things that ever happened to me was I took my children to Derbyshire, and I'd got written directions for how to get to Derbyshire to take my lovely children. And the ex-husband said to me, all you need to do is reverse the directions.
Oh dear. And I thought you were going to...
It didn't go very well because
No.
I knew where I didn't want to go, but I didn't know how to get onto the right road for where I did want to go, back to sunny Stafford or sunny Penkridge.
I thought you were going to tell me that you went to Derbyshire via Cumberland.
Oh, no, I got there all right with my lovely directions. It's just that when I came to reverse them, it didn't quite go according to plan. So I ended up in Stratford-upon-Avon outside the police station and went in and cried and said, I'm really lost and I want to get back to Penkridge. So the policeman said, I'm off duty in 10 minutes. What I'll do is I'll drive up the motorway. When you need to turn off, I will put my hazard warnings on. You need to turn off there and then carry on M6, come off at the next junction, A449. So it was all groovy and lovely. And then my little 7-year-old son, who was sat in the back, I was holding onto the steering wheel, Jack, for grim death, because I knew that if I missed where this police car was going, I hadn't got a clue how to get back home. So I wasn't really looking at anything other than his bumper and that I wanted to follow it. And my little 7-year-old said, Mummy, are we supposed to be driving this fast? Because the policeman's got his blue flashing lights on and he must have got called to a job. And there I was, speeding up the motorway after this. So yeah, that is my funny story about something
I can just imagine that. That's brilliant. That's classic.
So thanks to Matthew, I did actually stop driving at God knows what speed and following this police car, because clearly that wasn't the right thing to do. So learn to find humour in difficult situations. We've talked about this in the past, Jack, haven't we? In the midst of stress, this is when you really need it and when your sense of humour may abandon you.
Well, I mean, as you know, I don't take any of it too seriously.
Good.
A few years ago, I just stopped taking it all too seriously.
Yeah.
It's only a game. It's not reality.
Yeah.
And I just laugh at everything now, the good and the bad, and have a good laugh at it all.
Got to be done, hasn't it? And I know, because I've worked in some unusually challenging places. I was a special needs teacher for years.
I know.
Then I worked in a hospice for 5 years. I worked in a women's refuge for 5 years. And I know if I hadn't retained my beautiful sense of humour, I would have been doomed. I wouldn't have been able to work there for as long as I could, because actually, that you can always find something to laugh at, even if it's yourself. Just anything that you can laugh at will raise your vibration back up again, so you're not getting dragged down into lower vibrational stuff. That's what I think anyway.
Brilliant, Annie.
So do you want to do crystals now?
Yes, please.
Do you want to talk about Moldavite first? Because you are the Moldavite king, aren't you, really? You know more about
I just
it
like Moldavite, but it doesn't like me. Because I lost my second one 2 or 3 about 2 weeks ago. There's something funny about Moldavite. Well, I mean, I've had it with other crystals too, but particularly with Moldavite. It tends to go where it's needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I started to have a little bit of a rash from the chain on my neck. So I started taking it off at night and putting it under my pillow.
Yeah.
I did that for about a week until one morning I put my hand under my pillow and it wasn't there.
Oh.
Just gone, chain and all, gone.
Yeah.
I've changed the sheets since then, and it just hasn't turned up. I've cleaned under the bed. It's not there.
Well,
gone.
You're not needing it at the moment for whatever reason, are you?
Well, I've actually started working with my amethyst again this morning. Yeah. And I really got a buzz off it. It really helped.
Yeah, it's good stuff, isn't it?
And Herkimer Diamond is supposed to be very good as well.
Sorry?
Herkimer Diamond is supposed to be very good.
Yeah, well. Herkimer Diamond's lush, isn't it? It doesn't have to be expensive. I've got an industrial Herkimer Diamond, and it cost me just, I don't know, 3 or 4 quid, something like that. No. And it doesn't stop it being very potent, does it? Because it detoxes mind, body, and spirit. So it's an unusually lovely crystal.
Yeah, I love it. I love it very much. So which ones do you use the most?
So turquoise, big surprise. Big surprise. I've always got turquoise on. I've got turquoise bracelets on. I've just taken that one off because it was sticking in me. But yeah, turquoise is one of my favorite crystals. I think because the color turquoise resonates with me. I wear a lot of turquoise clothing, but it's known as the master healer, and it's believed to be an energetic bridge between heaven and earth. So usually the turquoise that we usually see is this beauty here, this lovely blue color. But the one I favor is Tibetan turquoise, which is more greeny colored. And that one is said to remove any blockages from your throat, but also it clears any blockages in the ancestral line forwards and backwards. So really useful little turquoise crystal, basically. And it looks a bit like a brain. So yeah, turquoise is really, really good. It's also a stone of communication. Obviously, our beautiful throat chakra is turquoise blue. That's the color of it. So anything turquoise, particularly those crystals, perhaps in a cage, perhaps as a necklace and a pendant, would help you to be able to speak your truth, even in the most difficult circumstances. When turquoise is given as a gift, it is said the healing properties are thought to be magnified. So consider passing on a turquoise crystal to a friend or family member who could use a little bit of luck and protection on their side. So another one that I love is smoky quartz. Got this beautiful
one of my favorites. Yes,
is it? I love smoky quartz. It's one of the best healing crystals for protection, as it can act as a shield against unwanted negative energy. Meditating while holding this crystal in your hand can help you identify and let go of stale, sticky, stagnant patterns and beliefs that are holding you back. Energetically speaking, removing this old energy can help clear space for new and more positive energies to flutter in. So this is actually called rutilated smoky quartz. So I don't know if you can see, Jack, but it does, the other name for it is angel hair.
Yeah, yeah.
So inside this lovely little globe is it is rutilated smoky quartz, but I really love it because of the shape of it.
Do you want to hold it a bit closer to the camera so that people can see?
Oh, let me think how I can do it. Like that, Jack?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So that's smoky quartz, but it's a type of smoky quartz that's called rutilated quartz or angel hair. So the next one, we've talked about this in the past as well, lovely Jack. This is rose quartz. Which is good for self-love. Primarily, it's good for self-love, but obviously it's also good for romantic love, sexual love, family love, love of our beautiful, beautiful earth and all the inhabitants in it. So rose quartz is really, really good for healing the heart, but also helping you to love yourself. And we've talked about this at some length, haven't we? That our job is to love, accept, and forgive ourselves unconditionally. So rose quartz might be the ticket for you.
What do you think of that one?
Oh, wow. That's gigantic. It looks like a flame, sort of.
I bought that in Glastonbury just like almost a year ago.
Wow.
And I bought it for a very special lady.
Yeah.
And then I decided the editors weren't quite right and I wasn't going to give it to her, so I kept it.
Man, good man.
I've had it ever since. It's lovely. I really get on with this.
Yeah. It does look like a flame, so it could be the flame of love and passion and all sorts of groovy, lovely stuff, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Clear quartz. So I've got this beauty. Hold it there. You might be able to see. It's got quite a lot of fairy energy in it, as you can see. But this is a clear quartz point. It's one of the most popular crystals around, and for good reason. Ancient civilizations have long used it to balance the body, mind, and spirit. The fact that it's clear means it carries the vibration of every color in this. So it's a really very, very special crystal. And it's a very energizing one as well. So one of the things that I've known for some time, I haven't actually done it yet, but this might prompt me to do it, is that it's said that if you put clear quartz on your fuel line, you'll use less diesel, basically.
Say that again.
So clear quartz, as we know, fires up our computers, our watches. It gives out a lot of very positive, strong energy. So this report that I saw ages ago said that if you put a clear quartz point on your fuel line in your car, it will help you to use less fuel. As I say, I haven't actually done it yet, but it does sound plausible.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a friend who's got a gas fire, and it's clear quartz that starts the fire up. Our watches, if we were wearing watches, would have clear quartz in. And also our computers have clear quartz in as well, don't they? So this is an absolute beauty.
Yeah.
Citrine. Oh, I so love citrine. I've usually got a tumble piece in my bra, but this is the beauty I wanted to show you tonight.
Oh, wow.
How beautiful is that? I'll turn it round because it's a bit more yellow on that side. See,
it's a bit bigger than my one.
Yeah, on the one in my bra as well. My one in my bra is a little tiny tumblestone, but no, this beauty came to me. I went to a crystal warehouse about 15 years ago, and I went to buy some blue tourmaline and black tourmaline pieces, and that crystal forced me to buy her. I saw it and I was like, oh, I need to have this, I need to have it. And it's got a lovely stand on it as well. So citrine is a crystal of light, happiness, and joy. Holding one serves as a reminder to be really mindful and appreciate the world as it is right now. It also helps us to be really cheerful and positive. It's said to be able to overcome depression and sadness and grief, because it just looking at that lovely vibrant yellow color really brings up our vibration, basically.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful stone for manifesting. Citrine encourages us to dream big, maintain a positive state of mind, and walk through life with lots of positivity and gratitude. So it sounds just like us, doesn't it?
That's what we need. We need, yeah. I think that's the key to. That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the two keys: happiness and gratitude.
Yeah, without doubt, darling. And I think one feeds the other, doesn't it?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Like gratitude feeds happiness, happiness feeds gratitude. So yeah, just being grateful for even the most tiniest things can really make a difference to our lives.
Happiness, gratitude, and love.
Yeah, indeed.
Three keys to life.
Indeed. All of that. And then carnelian. I've also got carnelian in my bra today, just because it helps me to feel really energized and positive. So I don't know if you can see that. You see that okay?
Yeah.
So carnelian is a great stone for creative people. It can be used to remove blocks that leave us feeling burnt out, uninspired and stuck. It raises our energy levels and raises our vibration as well. Just looking at its vibrant olive, I can't talk now, orange colour. I was trying to make that all one word. Orange colour, orange. Just looking at its vibrant orange colour stimulates passion, motivation, confidence and joy. What do you think of that, Jack?
Well, my second wife bought me a carnelian ring.
Did she?
A gold ring with carnelian set in it.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
How beautiful. Then, where have I put it? Aventurine.
I've just ordered one of those today.
Have you now? I have this one. If I move my fingers out the way, you might be able to see a little bit better. So this is green aventurine. It can help you to overcome feelings of self-doubt and feel more optimistic, since, like rose quartz, it's thought to open the energy of the heart. So any pink, but yeah, especially rose quartz and green aventurine, but any pink and green stones will help with our heart energy, apart from moldavite.
Why do you say apart from moldavite?
Because moldavite isn't grounding, and I think to feel really loved, we need to feel really grounded. So moldavite is a very unusual stone, as we know. The strew fields along the River Mulder, which is why it will become extinct in time. It's unconventional, and it helps you to go way beyond any, what should I say, any limitations that you might have. So moldavite's really good for that. But I've discovered over the years that it's not particularly good for the heart, because for some of us it ungrounds us. So if I'm going to wear it, particularly on my heart, I'll have a bogie stone and black tourmaline, and then as long as I'm grounded, I can enjoy all that unconventional star energy, lusciousness, basically. Does it not unground you, Jack? It doesn't then, does it?
No, it doesn't. It really helped me with I don't want to get into it here, but I was no, I really don't want to get into it here, but let's just say I was a little bit upset,
yeah,
for a few months, and it really helped.
Oh, that's really good.
Really helped. And I could feel the difference. If I left it off one day, I felt all the old feelings coming back.
Oh, okay.
And I put it on, and I felt better every time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's left me. Maybe I don't need it for that anymore. But,
Yeah, possibly.
I'd still very much like to have it back. I just love them. I just love them. I mean, they as you say, there's a limited supply because they came from a meteorite.
Yeah.
And when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. We can't replicate it at all. So it is. That's why it's called Moldavite, isn't it? Because it's the strew field was along the banks of the River Mulder, wasn't it?
But do be careful because there's a few fake ones on for sale. So make sure you get one from a reputable source.
Yeah, I bought mine when I was a crystal and gem therapy student with Sue and Simon Lilly some years ago. So I've got two quite significant pieces. And I've got some little ones because I also do crystal doorways. And there's a doorway to take you deliberately off to the stars where you use 12 tiny little weeny bits of Moldavite. And again, I have them from Sue and Simon Lilly. So I know that they're good. But I did know from when I first touched Moldavite that it wonked me, that I was, I need to be encouraged to stay grounded. Let's just say that. So as long as I've got Bogie Stone in one pocket and black tourmaline in the other, I can use it really easily and get the maximum benefits from it. So you've already talked about amethyst. So I've got two lovely bits. So this is called banded amethyst for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And this is an amethyst point, which I use for people when they're in shock and grief, because you can just direct the energy back to where it needs to be. Go on, you've got one, Jack, I can see.
That's my little one.
Oh, that's not little, Jack Cox. That's enormous.
Sizes and everything.
Or maybe it is. In the crystal world, no. You can have little tiny bits of crystal, can't you, that are really potent.
Really powerful, yeah.
Yeah, that you don't need to have huge ones. So amethyst crystal is a highly spiritual stone that's thought to help open up your third eye and your crown and to connect people to their beautiful intuition. It's also associated with mental clarity and psychic abilities. And it says in one of my favorite books, The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall, that in antiquarian history, people used to wear amethyst to sober you up after you'd been drunk. So it's just good to know that you could use it for that as well.
I should bear that one in mind.
A sobering effect with amethyst, if our ancestors are to be believed. Then black tourmaline, I've talked about quite a bit. It is one of my favourite stones for grounding. I love it that it feels and looks like a piece of coal, but there's no black dust coming off it. So black tourmaline acts as an energetic bodyguard, and its deep black colour can help repel any negativity before it has a chance to enter your life. It's a great stone to keep around to maintain a light and positive vibe at home. So in my hallway, I've got a big piece of selenite and a big piece of black tourmaline, and it's next to the router, but it's also as people come in. So I want people to feel that vibrant, positive, high vibrational energy as soon as they walk in.
Yeah.
Selenite.
Yeah, I've got a couple of selenites.
Oh, this was a wand. This was a wand, and then I was going to Castle Ring, which you might have heard of. It's an Iron Age fort between Lichfield and Burntwood, I guess. And this was a wand until one night when I was going to do some ceremonial work at Castle Ring. There was a thunderstorm, and this cracked in half. So it was obviously, it would have been cylindrical. But you know what? Victor, who you interviewed on Friday, told me once that one of his big crystal wands had broken during a thunderstorm, and that he thought that the crystals break so we don't. So they literally absorb it in a, what shall I say, in a very kind way. They actually take the brunt of that so that it doesn't affect us. But certainly that was the thunder and lightning that cracked it and made it. Well, now I've got 2 selenite wands instead of just one, so I'm not going to moan.
We'll just say for people who haven't worked with selenite before, don't get them wet.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because they're friable. So they'll just
fall apart if you
disintegrate.
get them wet.
Yeah. So although lots of other crystals you could clean with water, I tend to use sound healing. So either clapping, or you could use a singing bowl, or you could use temple bells, or you could on your crystals. Particularly for selenite, that would be really good to use sound healing, not to use water, because as you say, Jack, it will just disintegrate it into mush, won't it?
But you can also cleanse other crystals by putting them on selenite.
Yeah. And they'll
I've got a big piece of selenite that I keep in my cauldron.
Oh, right.
And anything I want cleansed goes in that cauldron.
Oh, quick thinking. Yeah, very good. And carnelian does the same. Carnelian can not only cleanse itself of any negativity, but also it can cleanse other crystals. Citrine also never needs cleansing, although I probably differ from most crystal therapists that I don't put my crystals out in moonlight. It's a very cold energy. I know other people attribute it with lots of magical things. That's not my viewpoint of it. So I will only expose my crystals to extreme weather conditions. So it's when it's really windy, when it's thundering, and when it's lightning, I'll put my crystals out. But in the main, I put my crystals out in solar energy, basically.
Yeah.
So selenite crystals are thought to absorb negative energy. They are commonly used for protection. Place one on a windowsill to keep bad vibrations out of your home, and be sure to keep it out during daylight, as this powerful solar energy is cleansing and charging for crystals of all types. So in the past, I've done space clearing for people's businesses and for their homes. And usually what I'll do is I'll get 4 small selenite points and put one in each of the, let's suppose that it is a rectangular building, put one in each of the corners basically, and people feel the difference with that energy immediately. As soon as you've gridded the house with that beautiful selenite energy, it makes a significant difference. And also it's linked to the fairies and elemental kingdom, as well as the angelic realms. So, you know, selenite's a really, really, really useful crystal.
Very, yeah, yeah.
I could talk about crystals all night, but I thought probably that might not be helpful. What I was going to talk about is, although I love the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall, you have to know which crystal you've got because it's set up alphabetized. Whereas I prefer the Essential Crystal Handbook by Sue and Simon Lilly.
Okay.
So on the end, on the corners of each of the pages, there is a colour. So let's say that.
Yeah.
So let's say you went to a crystal shop, you can't remember the name, you've cleansed it, but you really want to work with it and to know what some of the properties are. I've turned to a page which is blue. So it's got every turquoise blue and every blue stone from sphene, serpentine, all the way through to azurite and dimeteorite. So it's really handy to have this little book so that you can identify what it is. And some of Simon and Lily do talk about some of the magic attributed to each of the stones. But then if you wanted additional stuff, you could look at the Crystal Bible or other Crystal Bible books, because you'd know the name of it by then. So I just thought that might be handy, because we don't always remember the name of the crystal.
No, that's brilliant. I will put a link to all the books that Annie's recommended down in the description on the YouTube version of this video, which will be posted up after the show.
Yay!
Da-da-da.
All we need is love.
La-da-da-da-da.
It wouldn't be our show if we didn't
That's our little,
sneak it in
that's our little
somewhere,
song,
would
that
it?
is.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So do you want
So
to talk
quickly
about
before we run out of
affirmations?
time, do you want to have a go at affirmations?
Yeah. So should we Haven them?
Oh yeah, having yeah.
Haven away. So I thought we'd do, I'm a magnet for prosperity and abundance. So we start with our hug. I'm a magnet for prosperity and abundance. Then we'll do our hands. I'm a magnet for prosperity and abundance. And then we're going to stroke our faces. I'm a magnet for prosperity and abundance. How does that feel? Feel good?
Ace.
Hey?
Ace.
Ace. I thought you said face. I was thinking face. What? Face? What?
I didn't say anything rude.
Okay. So how about everything I touch is successful? Because then it covers all aspects of our life then, doesn't it? Okay, you ready again for a hug? Everything I touch is successful is going to be our affirmation. Everything I touch is successful. Everything I touch is successful. Everything I touch is successful. And then I like this one, so I thought we might try this one as well. I'm a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. How does that sound, Jack?
That's a good one.
Good?
Yeah.
So I'm a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. I am a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. I'm a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. And then I thought we could Haven a gratitude one, because as we've both said earlier in the show, you know, happiness and gratitude just go very synchronistically together, don't they?
Yep.
So we're going to be saying thank you for all I have, all I've had, and all I will have. So we're telling the universe that we know it's always looked after us in the past and in the present moment, and it's going to look after us in the future. So thank you for all I have, all I've had, and all I will have. Thank you for all I have, all I've had, and all I will have. Thank you for all I have, all I've had, and all I will have. How does that feel, Jack Cox?
Absolutely ace.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased.
Shall I share some of mine?
Please do, darling. Yeah. Oh, I've just seen there's a chat. Let me have a look what the chat says. Oh, Russell Howard, it was from Gareth.
Sorry?
It was, I was looking and it was saying there was one message in the chat, and it was Gareth to say it was Russell Howard, that's the funny blonde comedian.
Ah, okay.
Go on, Jack, go for it.
Okay, I am perfect, whole and complete, just as I am.
I am perfect, whole and complete, just as I am. I am perfect, whole and complete, just as I am. I am perfect, whole and complete, just as I am. Oh, that felt scrummy. Thanks you, Jack.
I choose to hold the highest light possible in a human body.
Right,
I choose to hold the highest light possible in a human body.
I choose to hold the highest
light possible
in a human body. I choose to hold the highest light in a human body. I've messed that up completely.
I am a shining one.
I am a shining one. Oh, we've just had a lovely message, Jack. Shall I read it?
Yeah.
From Catherine. I have crystals that I'm drawn to, but no idea what they are. Does that book you mentioned, Annie, sound that? Oh no, sorry, that book you mentioned, Danny, sounds good. Yeah, it's called The Essential Crystal Handbook. So
I'll put a link to it below, Catherine.
Yeah, and then you can look up what they are then, Catherine. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Go on, Jack, what's your next one?
I choose to hold the highest vibration possible in a human body.
I choose to hold the highest vibration possible in a human body. I choose to hold the highest vibration possible in a human body. I choose to hold the highest vibration possible in a human body. Oh, I like that one. What else you got, Jack?
I am holding the highest level of wisdom and clarity.
Oh, I like that. That sounds scrummy. I am holding, what was it, Jack? The holdest?
I am holding the highest level of wisdom and clarity.
I am holding the highest level of
wisdom and
clarity. I am holding the highest vibration of wisdom and clarity. I am holding the highest vibration of wisdom and clarity. Lovely.
Oh, here's a good one for you. I call on my guides to help me complete my mission on Earth for the greatest good of all.
Wow. I
call on my guides.
Call on my guides
to help me complete my mission on Earth for the greatest good of all.
Oh, I choose to.
No, I
get
call
my guides to help me.
I call on my guides to help me complete my mission on Earth for the greatest good of all.
Nice. I like that one.
I am free, completely and totally free.
Love that. I am free, totally and completely free. I am free, totally and completely free. I am free, totally and completely free. Oh, that felt good, Jack. I like that.
I am thankful, grateful, and appreciative.
I am thankful, grateful, and appreciative. I am thankful, grateful, and appreciative. I am thankful, grateful, and appreciative. Oh, I like this, Jack. This is good.
I am so thankful that my light goes before me to clear my path.
Oh, Jack, I like that. I am so grateful
Thankful.
that my
Light goes before me to clear my
clearing
path.
my path. I am so thankful that my light
Light goes
precedes me.
before me to clear my path.
I am so thankful that my light
goes
goes
before me
before me,
to clear my
clearing my path. Oh, nice.
I think that's all for now. I'll put the full link down below in the description if you like.
Oh, cheers, Jack.
'Cause that's
That'd be
only about half
awesome.
of them. I'm going to be here all night if I read them all out. But as well as doing them as affirmations, I also I've recorded them with some very relaxing background music, and I play them all night while I sleep.
Oh, subliminal learning. Goody, goody. Yeah, that sounds good, darling. Yeah, that sounds really good, Jack.
It's a good way to get it into your subconscious.
Indeed.
It's almost as good as hypnotism.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it works on the same frequency, really, doesn't it? That
When
while our mind is relaxed, it's more receptive.
Well, when you're in alpha and gamma, which is what you are when you're sleeping, and when you're going into sleep and coming out of sleep, that's when you're the most receptive.
Absolutely, darling.
And I actually find that I can sometimes, not all the time, I can sometimes hear it in my sleep and incorporate it into the narrative of the dream.
Yeah.
It must be having an effect.
I think you said a few weeks ago that you'd dreamt that you'd recorded them, and then whatever you did, you couldn't stop the recording from going on, and you were trying to shut it up, and it was still going on and on and on. So, obviously it is embedding itself into your mind, isn't it, at a perfect level?
It's got a lot of work to do, because when I was a teenager, and I only realized this a year or two ago, I was a right awkward little bastard. I really was. And I used to bully my poor dad into waking me up in the morning for school by turning my radio on in my room.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was waking up to all these, it was good music, but it was bloody awful lyrics in those days.
Yeah.
You can't always get what you want and all this nonsense. And he's left me and she's left me, and it's awful, ain't it awful? And I was waking up and I was programming myself with all that. So I was waking up. And I realized what I'd done, and I thought, I've got to undo it. And this is the way I'm undoing it. And it's a long job.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a great idea. We've had a message from Gareth saying, thank you for a wonderful evening all. I have to go. My brother has arrived with my dinner. I am grateful. I am happy. I am loved. That's from the lovely Gareth.
Gareth, that's lovely, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. All the links are going to be below.
Yeah.
All the books and all the links. I do 2 shows a week. One Annie does with me on a Monday, and we do this every week.
Yeah.
And on a Friday, I do another show called Co-creating the New Earth Together.
Yeah.
When Catherine's been on it.
Yeah.
And I interview different people each week, to people who are doing things that are making a difference in the world.
Absolutely. And I loved Fridays. I couldn't watch it on Friday, but I caught up with it on Saturday afternoon, and I loved it. I loved the way that you and Victor were talking about blockchain and about how we could have Belmondo and this beautiful earth that we're creating. So I'm really grateful for you both.
Well, I'm grateful to you, Annie, because you put me in touch with Victor, and it was
Yeah.
it was a good show. Victor was a brilliant interviewee.
Yeah.
I like people who talk without too much prompting. It makes my life easy.
Yeah. I think all my friends are very vociferous, we'll call them.
I interviewed Catherine about a social media enterprise that she's doing called The Way. Do
Yeah.
you want to say a little bit about that now, Catherine? If you want to.
I can do, yeah. Just we have renamed it. It's a community vision platform, and the reason that we did that is we wanted to get away from the actual norm of the social media platform, because it is really bringing together people that want to share their visions for the future in a positive way, rather than focusing on like sort of the negative messages that are on a lot of social medias at the moment. So it's about people coming together in the energy of love, and just joining and sharing how they've done it, what they've learned in their own on their own paths, in the hope that it inspires and helps others, and how we can all inspire and help each other with all the not just the things that we've learned, but all our plans for the future. How, like such a thing with the blockchain that you was mentioning on Friday, how we can use it for positive, for the good of connecting everybody together, and really just going into the heart and giving what we have in abundance, which is love and inspiration, and all the things that you talk about on your show.
Yay!
I'll put a link to that in the description. I'll put a link to that in the description as well.
Wonderful, Jack.
So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for liking and subscribing to the channel.
Yay!
And we'll see you all again next week.
Thank you, lovely Jack. Thank you to the universe for getting us lovely people together. Thank you to the Standing Apart movement for our original meeting and chattering each other's ears off. That was awesome. And it's got us to this moment in time as well. Thank you to Catherine and Gareth for watching live. And thank you to all the other lovely people that were watching us on the catch up on YouTube.
And a
but
special
most
thank you.
Thank you to you, Jack.
A special thank you to my lovely co-host Annie Day.
Oh, thank you.
Who's breathed a breath of fresh air into this show.
Oh, thank you.
It about, how long have you been doing it with me now? 3 months, 4 months?
Oh,
5 months?
I don't know when I started now, because I was doing alternate weeks for a couple of weeks, wasn't I? I can't remember. I'll have to have a look back and see when I first started starring on your lovely show.
Brilliant. Well, thanks everybody, and we'll all be together again next week.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
Thank you both.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.